Hey Raunak.
Hi, Shank.
Hey everybody, we are here for our series that is the PM series, the product management series. In this series, we will be giving an overview about product management, how to crack a PM role, how to be a PM, and what exactly a PM does. Because many people usually gets confused about different types of PM, what exactly PM does, or what is a PM role, and how their day-to-day life looks like. Raunak is a PM and he's been into this industry for so long. He worked in Amazon, S&P Global, and he is in Quest right now, Quest Software. Hey Raunak, we'll be starting off by this first episode of this series. And in this series, we'll be talking about what exactly a PM does and what are the different types of PMs? So if you can just put some light into this topic.
Right. Yes. Thank you very much, Shank, for the warm welcome. And hello everyone, whoever is listening. And I hope you will find this podcast or the video series helpful. So yeah, like Ishank mentioned, I have worked many years, almost 10 years now, and spent good amount of time in product management. And I'm currently working as a senior product manager. So talking about what exactly product managers do is basically product manager is somebody who basically looks at all the problems or what specific problems are there in the market and be a person so that they can solve a specific problem with collaborating with different teams. So yeah, somebody says product manager is a mini CEO. So basically he is in charge, he's the boss, and they have to make strategic decisions, future roadmaps, and also ensure that all the customers are happy. So there are, I mean, you can check there are the different definitions given for product managers. But on a high level, on a high note, a product manager is somebody who looks at the strategy, vision, execution, and customer happiness and everything, and ensures that the product is successful. So the main thing that product managers is responsible to make the product successful.
Understood. My follow-up question for this is what exactly a PM looks like for technical and design. I was just scrolling my LinkedIn and I saw some job post that was design PM and there was a technical PM. So what
Mhm.
exactly they are?
I'll talk about the bigger umbrella of product management. So there are different type of product management. So there is TPM, that is technical product management. There is growth
Right.
product managers. There is product marketing managers. There is digital product managers, AI product managers. Something that is really booming these days. Then there is data product managers. There is operations product managers. So I can go on and on. But everyone, like I said, is responsible for the success of that specific products. So
Okay.
let's start with the technical product managers. So
Mm.
technical product managers are somebody who works very closely with the engineering team, and they basically analyze, get requests from different stakeholders. They analyze those requests and make engineering based decisions. So let's take one example that you were working in a SaaS industry, and
Mhm.
okay, and there is a new feature request that involves building different APIs, building different endpoints. So technical product managers should have sound knowledge of what exactly these terminologies are, how they work, how the existing product architecture is, what are the technical components and everything. So they have to understand it. So one of the major skill set that a technical product manager or a TPM should have is good understanding of technicality. So if they
Okay.
don't know what API is and how API works, or what is an endpoint, what is a GET request, what is a pull request, and other things, then it will be very difficult for them. But somebody who is having some technical knowledge, they can do really well in a technical product management. Next is the growth product manager. So growth product manager will be also working mostly in a B2C business, or sometimes as well in B2B business, but mostly they will be found in a B2C environment where their more focus area is, experimenting it with the products, making small experimentations, and increasing the user engagement and user acquisitions. For example, let's say you have built an app to book rides or book movie tickets, right? But also you at the same time you want them to have as much as customers. So there are different areas that you can play, and so like developing a interactive UI, or launching some offers and things like that, so that you can gather more and more users. So that's
Mhm.
what growth product manager is. Growth product managers, as their name suggests, they are responsible for growing the product. So again, TPM is responsible for making the products technically successful so that it can handle all the pressures, from all around the traffic and other things. And at the same time, a growth product manager is somebody who's responsible for growing the product. So
Understood.
it doesn't mean that a product can have both a growth product manager as well as a TPM. TPM is going to take care of the technical side. Growth product manager will be taking care of the growth side, from more
Business
from a
side, basically.
marketing business side point of view, and from a design
Understood.
point of view. So the question that you asked is, what is a technical PM and a design PM? So this
Mhm.
growth product manager basically is from a design side, and a technical product manager is going to be more from a technical side. And then there
Understood.
are like, if you want, I can go more in more details about other product managers as well, like the product marketing manager, a digital product manager, and so on.
Understood. Understood. So, growth product manager usually jumps on the business end, and
Hmm.
TPM usually works upon the technical side. So,
Technical side.
for example, I'm an entrepreneur, and I had around 10,000 users on my applications overall. In my five applications, I have 10,000 users overall in the platform. And now I want to scale it to 50K active users monthly. So then I will require a growth product manager. And for the technical side, how the technical side works, like, uh,
So okay, so let's take this example, right? So you
uh,
have a product called ABC. It's an app
okay.
based on Android or iOS. Okay, and right now you are currently seeing a traffic of, let's say, 100 users per day. Okay,
Hmm.
100 active users per day. And now, uh, the strategy, the vision of your company, of your product, is to take it 10x or 50x in next, let's
Okay.
say, 6 months. Right? This
Hmm.
is your strategy to increase the user engagement or daily active users to 10x or 50x. Now, as a growth product manager, you will be looking at the strategies to how to make this happen, how to reach 50x users per day. However, as a TPM, your responsibility will be how my system can hold up to 50x users a day. Right? So you're getting my point. So there are going to be two
Understood.
for one vision. There are so once we start breaking this vision into an actionable items. So one of the
Hmm.
actionable item is going to be that to build a robust system that can hold up these number of users, these number of daily active users, and at the same times, how do we get interactions from these number of users, and then further. So our growth product managers can do some experimentation, analyze the funnels and design like a campaign or something, right? And they can create a different UI. So there are different all there a different aspect. At the same time, the technical the TPM will look at what are the current challenges, what are the technical debts that they have to clear in order to hold up, or let's say if they have to onboard new infrastructure, or they have to make infrastructural changes, then those decisions are taken by the TPMs, and other side of
Understood.
the design related decisions are taken by the growth product manager. But they both have to collaborate and they both have to agree. So in typical product environment, especially in e-commerce or a fintech environment, you'll be seeing the both product managers collaborate and agreeing on the same terms. That let's say our
Understood.
aim is to
Hmm.
increase the traffic by 50x. But again, at the same time, TPM can deny it and say that we don't have the capacity or we don't have the infrastructure to get so much traffic. So they would need to buy some time for themselves so that they can build infrastructure while the growth product manager develop these strategies before executing it.
So I have a question for this. Recently, while like there was a campaign about
Mhm.
Diljit Dosanjh concert. When the ticket goes
Yes, yes,
live, then within couple of minutes, the Book My Show server crashed,
crashed.
right? So that is an issue with DevOps engineer or technical product manager.
So yeah, unless I see the other side, it will be very hard to guess what exactly the problem
Mhm.
was. But like I said, maybe the book my show infrastructure was not ready to see that much of traffic. So the growth
Right.
manager or the TPM,
Mhm.
they did not anticipate that we are going to get these number of traffic. So let's
That
say
much
they assumed
traffic.
that we will get hundred of visitors at a time, but out of nowhere they got 10,000, right? So you just
Uh,
have this capacity with you, but you also keep some buffer, so just in case if that increases by 20% or by 50%, but the still system should be able to hold it. But if it goes beyond that, then definitely that is going to crash.
understood. Understood. Yeah.
Same thing
So
happened with Netflix when I
yeah.
think recently Jake Paul and Mike Tyson.
Right.
Yes, so even Netflix crashed because they also didn't anticipate that they are going to get that number of crazy number of audience watching it them
Right.
fighting live. So yeah.
Talking about that, what I personally believe is in OTT scenario, like there is a news that after acquisition of Disney Hotstar from
Mhm.
Jio, now Jio is planning to shut down Jio Cinema and to merge on the single platform, that will be Jio Hotstar. And that is just because Jio Hotstar, that was before Disney Hotstar, has more infrastructure capacity and a good infrastructure as a DevOps and a proper cloud thing. Plus, it have that traffic capacity as well. So that is
Right.
also there. Geo Cinema doesn't have that much friendly UI. That's my personal view as well.
Yes, yes,
And
yes.
yeah, to build that live broadcasting thing and handling capacity needs a special expertise and a long hustle. And Hotstar already cracked it. So that's the, I would say, beauty of technical PM and growth PM working together. So,
Not only that, I
mhm.
would like to introduce a new type of PM as well. They are called data product managers,
Okay,
right? So who basically works mostly
on
on the
data.
insights. So
Okay,
obviously, Geo, Hotstar, or anyone else would be collecting some users' data, right?
right.
And they can identify a pattern. Okay, the IPL is coming soon, right? The viewership is going to increase, especially among the youth, and they'll be watching it on a phone, on a tablet, or on a PC, right? So again, the data product managers will again come up with these information. So there will be a dedicated in-house product
Hmm.
in does such setup that they would be collecting these data and generating a meaningful insights. So they will also have a product manager who will be developing a data pipeline or building an internal analytical tools, which again can be further consumed by a growth product manager and then different stakeholders to develop a strategy around it. So it's just not one single player who make this product successful. There are different players, and one of them may be a data product manager or maybe a data analyst or a business analyst. But without these insights, a growth product manager cannot make a good strategy or a good execution. So they have to plan it. Let's say if you have planned it that your app should, let's take example for Geo Cinema. Geo Cinema, they bid for the rights for IPL,
Hmm.
then they got it right for rights for IPL, and then they made it free,
Hmm.
right? They made it free. They had increased. So this was a decision think from a growth product manager's point of view,
Hmm.
you could have charged, right, at least 10 rupees also a monthly
Hmm.
subscription. Why you made it free, right? So
Uh,
that you can acquire more and more
Consumer for
customers
free. Yeah.
for free, right? You'll get more information about them, their buying pattern, their purchase pattern, their watching preferences, and based on that, you can make a decision. So just right after the IPL was done, then majority of the users uninstalled Geo Cinema because there is not enough content so that they can stick around. Right? They don't have enough movies or enough content so that they can still use Geo Cinema as a primary source of their
Yeah,
entertainment.
I basically partially agree with this. I have another point of view in it as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, for example, it's been 2 years, like 2 years back, I took subscription of premium Disney Hotstar. And when I took it, and then I was just watching some series like Silicon Valley and Succession because HBO's
Yeah.
initial like originals were in Disney Hotstar. After a certain time before the acquisition of Hotstar from Geo, what actually happened was the HBO rights, HBO originals rights, were sold to Geo prior to the Hotstar acquisition. Then I switched to Geo Cinema, and took premium of that to access the Geo original. So their premium content is there. If you look at movies like Bhedia, and if you look at movies uh, like that are specific to Geo Cinema, they also have exclusive content like that is limited to Geo Cinema. Plus, after the IPL, what actually happened was Geo Studio is a new production house, and
Yes.
Geo Studios launched a proper premiere where they announced their next 5 years plan for their movies. Around 1 to 5 years, I don't know exact number, but yeah, there were a lot of movies that were coming under that bracket. And
I am not able to recollect the name, but he was the person responsible for making this decision.
right,
And the idea was to make enough content available for the users who are now onboarded so that
right,
they can stay around.
yeah,
And buying HBO rights and some of the movies rights was one of the crucial decisions.
right. And yeah, I agree with your point that many people uninstalled after the IPL. But what happened was after the IPL ended, then before Geo Cinema, they had Voot. Voot was also of Viacom 18, and that was also an
Mm-hmm.
entity of Reliance.
Reliance, yes.
And in that, they have Big Boss. After IPL, after just IPL, there is a couple of months gap where many people installed, then many people reinstalled for watching Big Boss because Big Boss have a lot of market share in India's live streaming thing, and there are many TV watchers. So there are many
Yeah.
Gen Zs who are shifting from TVs to OTT, and they are preferring now Jio Cinema. And post that, they launched this 24 hours online streaming on their platform. That is what Big Boss. So they basically have their 24/7 flow of people as a traffic into their like a website now, a proper OTT platform now. So many people reinstalled for the their new show like Big Boss, and there were multiple series coming in as well. So
Mm-hmm.
recently, uh, of course, Geo Studios movies are getting produced, but for the future thing, within 5 to 6 years, many movies that are today in terms of that those are hit, those are super hits. They will be also having their OTT watchers, and that can be only available under the Geo banner. So
Mm-hmm.
that's why Mota Bhai usually have their 5 year, 10 year plan. So uh,
Obviously, yes, yes.
yeah, that's one
That's why
thing.
like the players that I talked earlier about is the data PM, the growth PM,
Right.
and then there are digital product PM. So all players comes together
Hmm.
to come up with a form of strategy for their long run. So again, as a PM, this is also a responsibility that you need to have a short term and long term goal,
Right.
right? So short-term goal is somebody. So for example, if I take my example, so as a senior product manager, I ensure that I have enough things identified which I would be doing in upcoming 6 months, and later in, let's say, next couple of years. So and on again down
Hmm.
the line more. So not only developing more of my work is towards
Hmm.
TPM side, but that does not restrict me to think beyond and also
Right.
develop a strategy
It gives you
that can be
freedom.
helpful. Yeah, it gives a product manager a lot of freedom as well.
Hmm.
So again, a short term strategy, for example, right, Gen AI,
Hmm.
let's take this. Nobody was thinking about it couple of years back, at
Now
least couple
everybody
of years back.
is having
Yeah,
it.
now
Yeah.
everything has to come. Even though
Right.
I think there were a lot of different examples of AI, but we were not calling it AI. But now everything
Hmm.
has to be called AI. So take
Yeah.
example of a camera, phone's camera, right? Phone camera was taking good pictures,
Hmm.
right? It had, I think, if you remember Vivo or Oppo phone, they have some
Oh,
beauty features, right?
right.
Couple of years, I mean, even
Yeah.
before this AI term was in boom. So it was automatically applying some filters so that your face looked more clean, more fair.
Yeah.
Again, that is something you can call it AI. Now they are
Right.
just rebranding it, giving it a name of AI, and then they're again
Hmm.
reselling it. So nobody was thinking about it as an AI point of view, but now suddenly everyone is after it.
Yeah.
So that's
Everybody
how your
is
long-term
AI.
strategy. So your long-term strategy should also be flexible to adapt to what is happening in the market.
Right.
So don't think too long, but at least for short span, that should be like in a couple of years or maybe 5 years, but not beyond that because you don't know what's going to happen in next 5 years. So as a product
Right.
manager, you need to have a goal set again for short term as well as for your long term.
Understood. 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 And you talked about technical PM, and then you also stated a word as a AI PM, and then
Mhm.
you also stated a word as a data PM. So, AI PM or data PM, are they also a technical PM? Or what is the differentiation between these three? Because AI is a niche, or data is a niche, technical is a subset. So, what are the difference between these three?
So see, growth PM is again, I think it's pretty much like the name suggests
A
that
business.
you will be focusing more on growing the product.
Hmm.
However, the specific word AI PM is almost similar to the TPM. Again, they are kind of very much into the technology side. But the major difference that comes with a TPM and an AIPM is AIPM is somebody who have very good knowledge of, let's say, machine learning, generative AI, and there are different products that is totally based on these two aspects like LLMs and Gen AI. So now let's imagine ChatGPT, right?
Hmm.
You would have never imagined a product like ChatGPT comes to a market and where we will be paying thousands of dollars or thousands of rupees subscription a month or a year, right? So how AI, artificial intelligence, can evolve as a product and people will start consuming it is a responsibility of a AI product manager. So they will look at the both aspects, not only the technical aspect, they will also look at the adoption and creating a relevant AI product for the market. So
Understood.
you have a data insights. Let's take a example of a banking sector or a financial organization. They have a big, huge chunk of data with themselves. Now, as a AI PM, you wanted to reutilize, get insights and build it in such a way that you can sell it to somebody. So let's say you do stock market trading and all, right?
Hmm.
Now, if I come up with a product who can analyze the previous historical trends, let's say pre-COVID, post-COVID, how some of the assets have performed in the past, how some of the commodities have performed in the past. If they can go back 100 years, check the history, and then come up with a plan. Okay, if you are going to invest in green energy, this is something the market looks like, and then these insights you can sell it to a customer saying that, okay, if you buy a subscription of my this XYZ product, you'll get valuable insight. I'm not saying that you'll get indications that you should buy these or thing or this mutual fund or that mutual fund or that equity, but at least you'll get a detailed insights based on the historical trend, and then you can take a decision on top of it. So that is
Okay.
again a form of a AI product. So a AI product manager, somebody who is going to develop a product utilizing the AI capabilities.
Understood. Understood. It's scaling the business directly, indirectly as a product side backed by AI. So
Hmm.
it's the core is AI for the AI PM, and the main focus area is for just AI and the main essence of it, and
Right.
technical
Again,
have the overview.
you have, yes, you will also have some internal product managers who will be building
Mm-hmm.
in-house products. So like I said, I am building let's take fintech for example. They have a huge amount, 100 years of data. They have it available in their fingertips. Now they want to develop a tool so that they can generate insights and then they can put it on their products. Let's take example of Zerodha, right? Zerodha have access to the financial data sets, and then they suggest, okay, this is a mutual fund who has performed, uh, has given return 30% in last 5 years. How they are
Mm-hmm.
coming up with this solution, right? They need data to
Predict
get these
and
insights, predict and give,
perfect. Yeah.
right? And you cannot ask somebody to sit manually and update this information on the
Right.
platform. It has to be, automatic, some kind of automation is needed. And if something goes wrong with the market, and again they can suggest that, this is not the right time to withdraw money, or some suggestions based on that they can take.
Right. Right.
So there is
Hmm.
another category that is called again enterprise product manager or internal product managers, who is not directly building a product for the end consumers. However, they are building products that can be utilized in-house. So uh, I was an internal product manager when I started. So where we used to create products so that they can cater our stakeholders or some users within the organization. I'll give you one other another example of how internal product managers would look like. Is let's take again a fintech example. Now you are a data governance expert,
Hmm.
right? So you are responsible to ensure that your organization is following all the data governance principle like GDPR, right?
Hmm.
So you, as a product manager or as a data governance expert, you need to understand what GDPR is. And now as a now your company has a big set of customers data, but you also want to be a data governance compliant organization. So there will be a person who will be responsible for ensuring that we are not collecting the personal information of our customers. We are only collecting the uh, information which is good enough to put our insights or cater this
Right.
product.
Hmm.
So such role, they would hire somebody who has good experience, good domain experience. Let's say data governance. They understand data governance. They know stakeholder management, how to handle stakeholders,
Okay.
and then they can work internally with the development team and other stakeholders to create an internal product that ensures that no personal information or PIIs are collected within the organization. And then there are different companies who performs audit on your organization to give you a data governance compliant status, so that they can again coordinate with those auditors, and then they can showcase that, okay, we are following the governance standards and this is how we do it. So this is like again internal stakeholder or internal product managers or enterprise product managers responsibilities are. Again, the
Understood.
skill set that they need to have is stakeholder management, excellent communication, and the domain knowledge or the area that their company operates. They have to be
Understood.
expert in those.
Coming back to the question that I asked before, um, after this conversation, I come up with this. Just correct me if I'm wrong. A technical PM usually handles everything that is tech. For example, if you need to build a product, the problem statement is I need 10x more traction. Now,
Mhm.
I'm expecting that we will have a growth 10x within 6 months. Now, there can be a server capacity that you need to increase. There can be a higher tech stack, as well as you have to do the changes in the UI and the back forth as well of the code. There are technical PM will handle it. But design PM that I asked, design PM will design the UI on softwares like Figma, XD, Wireframe.cc, and then they will have a sync with the technical PM that, hey, I came up with
Correct.
the this design and can you implement that? So this is the workflow, how it looks like.
Yes. 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 Doesn't
Okay.
have to. So see, the designer PM doesn't necessarily they will design it on Figma. They will have their
Hmm.
associates or their teammates who will be actually
Designing.
designing it.
Yeah. Hmm.
But majority of the decisions that will come from the growth PM or a
Okay.
design PM.
Okay.
How? Uh, so let's take one another example. Let's say you want to ensure that you have smoothless onboarding experience, seamless
Hmm.
onboarding experience, very smooth. Okay, onboarding experience you wanted to. So first thing, you don't want them to come to your app and immediately they have to sign up. That
Hmm.
kills
Right.
the mood of the user. Let's say
Hmm.
if I just downloaded a game, right, and I want to play that game, at least I should get a sneak peek that what the games look like, right? You can let me play at least one
Right.
game, and if
Hmm.
it it creates enough interest, then I can go ahead and then I sign up. So then you can force the user
Yeah.
to sign up in a second. So that is a decision a growth PM can take. Let's say if immediately you're asking somebody to sign up and then you're allowing them to play the game,
Right.
again the user's mood will change and then they might uninstall it without playing it. Some of them are
But
users are sensitive, they don't want to give this
right.
information.
No,
So
same,
with this,
same. Usually, Zepto also used to do this same. Like after you add everything into your cart, then it will ask to sign up.
correct, sign up,
Yeah.
or else it will let you buy as a guest. But still, you need to put
Hmm.
those details: your phone number, your
Right.
email ID, other
Hmm.
address, everything. But you don't have to sign up because sign up
Right.
for a person, it looks like a task, right? And
Yeah.
you're asking somebody forcefully to complete a task.
It's a barrier.
So yes, so again, this is a decision that comes from a growth product manager. That okay, we want to have a seamless experience where the user doesn't have to feel obligated that they have to sign up.